Yo, what's up? Welcome back. This is part two of what I'm reading on the Viz Manga app. So let's go ahead and continue. In the last part, I left off at Phantom Seer. Why? I, why did I click this? I'm gonna just click this. I don't know why I did. Um, I don't know why. I guess it just looked cool. I guess, but I don't know. I just I'm not. I was just not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I may go back and read it one day. All right, so where we leave off at? So next is Ruby Dragon. This one right here. This manga is cute as hell. It's adorable. Uh, Basically, this little girl, she had an incident one day at school. No, she woke up one day before school and found out she had horns. She goes downstairs, to talk to her mom. She's like, "Mom, I have horns." She's freaking out. Mom has zero to no reaction. And you know why? Because she's actually half dragon. If you don't know Ruri Dragon, Ruri is her name, and she's a dragon. Um, it's a cool little concept because it's just a playful little manga for what's out there now. It's only 6 chapters because I think the mangaka I think it's on hiatus for like health reasons. As you can see, the last chapter was July 2022. So realistically, I don't see this continuing ever. Well, anytime soon, if ever. To be fair, but I guess if you want to just read something that's quick and just kind of cute and you got slice of life stuff and it nothing crazy. I mean, other than the girl that's half dragon, but you know what I'm saying. You can kind of play off it. It's funny. It's cute. It's charming. Um, I hope the manga cut the best. Um, that they get healthy. Um, I hope we do see some more chapters one day. But as of right now, you know, it is what it is. Life happens. Their personal health is a lot more important than our entertainment. That's just that's just real talk. Then we got Seraph at the end. So it's essentially the world has ended. The apocalypse hits, and vampires essentially rule the world. Um, this kid right here, uh, he was with a group of kids who were like essentially being harvested to be food, kind of like Promised Neverland, but instead of demons, it's vampires. Which I guess depending on what lore you look at, vampires are demons. But yeah, so essentially it's the end of the world, and now this kid grew up. He survived. He was one of the lone survivors of the massacre that happened to his friends and family. Uh, and so yeah, his mission is to to enact revenge on the vampire that caused him and his family so much harm and distress. And um, it actually gets really deep. For I'm not gonna lie, for a long while, when the story started hitting like the late '90s, maybe to like we started getting to like the hundreds in that area, the story was like really dragging. Like to me, it got to the point where like the story was like it was like really focused on like his new team, and like it just got it was like it was too much talking, too much emotional stuff, and like not enough action. And I'm not gonna lie, even after that point in the story, a whole lot action wise has still not picked up. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Get into this at your own discretion. If you like vampires and like very pretty dudes, then definitely check it out. If you're looking for like a whole bunch of, because if you think of something with vampire, you would think it'd be a lot of action. There was a lot of action, very like in the like at the beginning to about the 50s, about 50s, 60s, 70s, and then like after that, it got really deep into like the lore and like the philosophy of everything, and that was cool. But then there was a part where it became like it was becoming like a melodrama almost. I'm like, this is not what you when you think of like an apocalyptic like TV show or some kind of apocalyptic series or something. The last thing you want is melodrama because dog, we're in the apocalypse. This is not the time to be overly sensitive and overly dramatic about a lot of stuff. And a lot of I understand they're kids, but a lot of the decision making is very, 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 very kid minded or like young teenager minded. And I grant I think him and his teammates they're all like 15, 16 in that range, in that age range. So I understand because there's no real guiding forces. Like there's no real adults left. So I understand to a degree, what they're going through and how they're handling the situation. The decision making makes sense. It's not the greatest decision making, but it makes sense. Then we got Spy X Family. We all know that's the new hotness right now. This got waifu, your forger, waifu. You got the adorable Anya, and you got your boy Lloyd, aka Twilight, right? Yeah, Twilight. There's another character named Midnight, and she's fun. Midnight is hilarious. She is funny as hell. But yeah, basically this guy, his role is to basically take down this big wig and like this. So basically, this story is like it's very reminiscent of like basically like real life strafes between like European countries back in like the I guess just based off the setting is like very I'd say like 19 like probably like 40s and 50s Europe I guess just from the way this everything's stylized and especially there's a when you get to his backstory it really feels like it's old fashioned which is cool I like that so essentially his job is to infiltrate and try to get in the good graces of that guy he's trying to take down all for national security. But he needs to blend in easier. He needs a family, so he gets this unbeknownst to him a assassin and a telepath. And you got your crazy hijinks. You got your slice of life moments, but you also had your cool action and your spy thrillers. And they actually just came off a crazy arc that I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one for like trigger warnings. I think so, some stuff. I think if you read the synopsis, right, of a movie or a TV show or a book or something, you should be cognitive of yourself when it comes to getting into some kind of media. Because the last major arc they just had, especially with what just happened earlier this week, or was it last week? There was an incident we just had in America. Um, so if you know what I'm talking about, this is kind of like what happens in this arc is kind of it's very similar. It's not the same thing, but it involves young kids and essentially a situation like what just took place. a few days ago. So if you haven't gotten that far yet, if you're reading it now, you haven't got that far, and that stuff really hits you, be wary. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, it's definitely it's a great read. It's very fun. Um, Definitely check out Spikes. I have not watched the anime. Um, I'm not one to watch anime after I read it. I'm the opposite. I'll watch an anime, and then if I really like it, I'll go back and read it. That's how I do. Because especially with like something with like a lot of story to it, I've already read all this. There's no point in me watching this. You know what I'm saying? Not too much is changing. I've already read it. They're not going to change too much of it because, excuse me. That's the thing about manga and anime. They pretty much it's almost a lot of it's almost one for one. So if I've already read like Twin Star Exorcist, I will never go back. I will never go. I will never go back and watch that because I remember when it first came out. I watched the first episode, never touched it again. Sarah for the I tried to go back and watch that twice. I just couldn't do it. Read the manga. It's amazing. I did the same thing with d.gray the part out of this list. d.gray and Blue Exorcist are the exceptions because I watched all the first season, like the first 52 episodes. Blue Exorcist, I watched the first season they made, even though it's not canon. I didn't even go back and watch the Kyoto arc anime. There's no point. I already read it. I've read so far past it. It's like I'm wasting my time. So no, I don't. That's how I roll. And then obviously this one, but I'll get to that in a second. Then we have Tokyo Demon Bride, relatively new. So it's what it sounds like. This guy right here, he comes from a blended family, and this is his Tokyo Demon Bride, and it's basically their relationship growing, and she really wants to be with him because they made a promise years ago to wait, hold on, let me see this. Oh, okay, they are holding hands. I was trying to figure out like why this looks weird. I was like, oh, she's holding his hand. Okay. Whoa, why did my camera? Why did it turn that color? That was weird. I don't know if you saw it. It turned purple. Like this whole area turned purple. Anyway, so yeah, it's a very good story. I like the art style. The story is simple yet effective. Basically, as he progresses, he gets deeper into the demon world. He sees more demons. He befriends them. There's more story about her, where she came from, how she grew up, why she's so infatuated with this guy. Now, at this point in the story, they're actually in the well, they were in the demon world. They just got back, so that arc is done. But so I like where the story's going. I have no problem with it. I just want to see more. I just want to see more cool demon girls. That's essentially what this is. It's basically it's another. I get. I can't really say harem necessarily because he's really only interested in one girl. Like the other was it the other like three or four girls? No. So there is a second girl that just showed up. She showed up about I don't know, like 4 or 5 chapters ago. Uh, she really likes him, and she likes him. But other than that, like I think the other three, they just friends. They really are just cool friends. They just hang out together and whatnot. But yeah, definitely check this out. Like I said, if you like romance, you like action, because there is some really there's some good action in this. If you like demons, if you're looking for something new to read, definitely check this out. Tokyo Ghoul read. Now I said in my video about the Viz about the Viz about Viz. They do a bad job of tracking stuff between the app and the website. For example, I will show you. So if you only read what's on the website. So if I'm only reading what's on the website, this is what has me as my continue. So essentially, if I open it up and read it on this website, this is all that will show up. Now I'm going to show you. I'm opening up the Viz app. Let me get this right. So you kind of see it. It's blurry, but you see that. So it's got World Trigger. It's got akane-banashi. This way, yeah. It's got what's that? Ginka and Luna. You see all that stuff on my continue. That stuff is not on there, which doesn't make any sense because I'm logged in. Jeez, I'm logged into my account, which means all this stuff should be connected, but it doesn't connect your account. So even if I log in on the let's add this. I don't know why it's glaring so much, but yeah, you get the picture. All this stuff I'm reading here does not translate to my computer, which is why I had such a big, not only with just like the crap with the membership, which I think was my doing, because you see where it says email prefaces. For some reason it had like it had manga prefaces, and what else? Manga references, and Shonen Jump references. So I wasn't getting apparently I never even went into these preferences until today. So I had like, actually I'll just show you. So it unsubscribed me from this. So before I did this right here, I had Manga and Shonen Jump. There were the only two. Anime and Viz Manga were not checked. So I went in here just like an hour ago, click this and hit accept. It says your preferences will be updated. So I don't know if that's going to sit there again, but you see what I'm saying? All right. Which is why I'm gonna just have to find at some point down the line. Like I said, I'm gonna just have to reread all of it again. It won't be a bad reread because I like where it was going. Plus, I want to know how the story ends. A lot of people said the story ends kind of mid, but I want to make my own conclusion. Twin Star Exorcist. This is very good. Very underrated. Not a whole lot of people talk about this. So these two kids, Benio and Roku. I'll never forget his name because the dude was literally named after the TV. But anyway, so they're essentially prophesied to be the Twin Star Exorcists. So the Twin Star Exorcists are supposed to have, basically they're supposed to birth the great, oh my God, what is it called? The great, it's like the great, the great, so there's some prophecy that's supposed to happen between these two, because essentially what it is, the Twin Star Exorcists are supposed to represent yin and yang. They're supposed to give birth to basically the person that's supposed to wipe out the evil Kagari. So the Kagari are like the demons of this world, and as you get deeper, you find out they're kind of just misunderstood people. Like they actually have feelings. They have they have their ups and downs. They have aspirations. They have dreams. They have their own thoughts. They have cognitive. Uh, what's the word? They have what's not cognitive? Not cognitive dissonance. That's not the word. They have a sense of ownership, but that's not the word I'm trying to go for. They have a sense of, oh my god, what is that word? You hear it all the time. Oh man, I can't think. I can't think of the word. I've heard it so many times. Uh, they're they're not so they're thought of as like a monolith. Like they all have like one thought process. They all think a certain way, but they all have a Oh my god, this is gonna hurt me. This is gonna hurt me because I'm gonna watch a video and someone's gonna say this word. I can't think of the word. I really. Oh my god, but y'all know what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to say. Um, yeah. So it gets into that. It gets to the lore. There's a lot of fighting. Actually, they're into like the fun. I'm pretty sure there's not too much left. 10, 15 chapters more, maybe. Real talk. Maybe 20. You know what I'm saying? But like I think this story is like at the tail end. But it's a very good read. If you like action, um, it's not really romance, but if you like seeing just like young characters grow up and become and and become their what's the phrase they say, come into their own type thing. Um, yeah, it's a very good story. Lots of cool characters, a lot of memorable characters, good and bad, definitely. Lots of heartache, bro. There was a there was a there's an arc that happens after they do like a it's essentially like another like a tournament arc, and I think it was the arc after that. Well, man, there was some people that they're not here today. That's all I'm gonna say. Tragic, especially for one character who had a she's had her own like little like the past like two or three the past I think like the past two chapters have been about her and her like redemption arc for someone she lost, and it's actually really sad at first when she confronts this person her about her past. It's on that like it makes you mad, but but it makes you mad at the beginning, but then it's like I mean, I'm upset for the girl, but the person that hurt her, I'm like, I mean, you're also kind of mad that they took this route because there's supposed to be some kind of conflict, and this person don't want to address what happened. It's kind of just good. Just read it, man. Just read it. You won't be disappointed. Very good manga. Very good manga. I love it. Then we got We Never Learn. I finished this a couple of years ago now. So essentially, We Never Learn is what it sounds like. It's a scholastic slice of life romance. I guess you can call this one like I guess you can call this a harem because there's a group of girls that actually do have feelings for this guy in some form or fashion. But he really does care for them all. The difference between this and Tokyo Demon Bride story um, is the main character in Tokyo Demon Bride story. He is like he really doesn't. There's not a whole lot of reciprocal romantic feelings, at least right now. For the main girl, like everyone else, he looks at is just a good friend. Like hell, even at this point, like even like just family. We never learned a little different because he actually grows with these girls throughout the story, and some of the feelings are mutual, but he's conflicted because he doesn't know who he really wants to invest all his heart and soul into. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I read that. Uh, I think it. So it says 187, which was the last chapter. Um, I didn't mean to do this. Oh, well, too late. It's already here. It's already here. So essentially, I think the real story ends at like 170 something, 180. As you can see, it goes down the different routes. Each goes a different route. Um, there's 5 routes, obviously, but you read the real ending was that's the ending. That's who he should have been with from the beginning. Um, so yeah. Well, actually, I'll say, uh, well, okay. So I'll say 4 out of the 5 girls have a thing for him. There's a fifth girl. I'll let you figure it. I'll let you figure that out. There's a fifth girl that he cared for, but it just realistically, it's not gonna. I didn't mean to do it. But realistically, if you think about it, it's that's not going to happen. That relationship in the time frame of the manga, that relationship would not work. I would just be real with you. Um, and last, I got World Trigger. So World Trigger, it always used to pop up like as a like the recommended manga to read, and I was like, World Trigger, I don't know about that. Never. I mean, I've heard of it, but I was like, okay, whatever, skip whatever. I don't really care about that. I read my manga, read my chapters for the week, and it would always be at the end. Oh, recommended next up, World Trigger. So I was like, you know what? Let me give it a try, see what this is all about. Um, so right now, I'm at a part in the story where stuff is about to go down again, and that's what I like. I like the story when the story is actually the story is being pushed with some actual legitimate conflict and stakes. It's actually really good. The problem is, like I said in the previous viz video, um, so much. So I'm at a like one. What what chapter am I on? I am at uh, come on, man. I am at chapter 128 in World Trigger. In the 128 chapters, if you take out the beginning, like the first like 15 or so chapters, there's like 2 training arcs, and then in between those 2 training arcs is like an actual, life or death type stakes type arc, which I love. When they started introducing those new characters and people were starting getting hurt and there was actual, conflict and stakes, that is when the story was at its best. And then it slowed down, and it's really slow. It's like, I don't know. That's too many training arcs in such a short amount of time. But yeah, now it's picking up again. They're about to get to some more conflict, some more new enemies, some new enemies. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what it is. But it was, I'm not gonna lie, it really was like a slow grind for that to get to where I am now. But like I want to say, when it picks up, it picks up. It's very good. If you like stuff like Hitman Reborn, um, kind of those young shonen mangas and anime, you'll definitely like this. So anyway, this is all I've been reading. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Peace.